Which one of these do I buy? Which one of these are best going to suit my studio needs? Which one of these are great for my sound? And how much money do I spend? Hey musicians, my name is Joseph Leyva. I'm a professional trumpet player and studio engineer. And in this video, we're going to talk about which one of these might be the best to fit your home studio setup. And we're going to try to save you some money while doing it. So let's get into it. Hey everyone, my name is Joseph Leyva, and in this video we are talking about what mic would be suited for your home studio needs. And I think the first question you need to ask yourself, just like when you were picking out your own instrument, what is it that I do? What is it that I love doing? Are you a jazz player that loves to play along with Jamie Ebersol records? Are you a professional musician that works with jazz combos? Are you a pop musician? Are you a rock musician? Do you love just playing classical music? There's a myriad of genres out there, and there are microphones that can be, maybe more suited to what you want to do. Now, there's some variables you got to consider as well. If you live in a place where there's trains and there's a lot of ambient noise and stuff like that, a microphone like a condenser microphone that picks up every little sound might not be your best bet. Or if you're in a place like a basement where it's cement ceiling or cement walls and the sound bounces off everywhere, a ribbon mic might not be your best bet unless you do some things to acoustically treat your room. Now, as you can see, my little office here is acoustically treated. And so, I don't really run into those problems when I'm recording, but again, my setup is going to be different than yours. So let's get into it. The first microphone I would love to talk to you about is a microphone that engineers call the Swiss Army knife of the recording studio. And that is the SM57, the Shure SM57. This is a go-to mic for a lot of engineers. It's very transparent, it's very clean, and it sounds great on a lot of sources. This mic right here is like a workhorse. When you play, some of you who play live, when the engineer puts a mic in front of you, 9 times out of 10 you're going to see this microphone right in front of you. It's great for rock, pop, jazz, and applications like that. It's very durable, and the price point is around $100, and you can get these super cheap on eBay for about 40 or 30. And again, if they're beat up a little bit, it's okay. These things are workhorses. I've seen videos where guys have put these things in a pitcher of beer, I wouldn't suggest it, and then use them. So the SM57 would be something I would pick if I was just getting started out. You want to invest a little bit of money in yourself, and you don't, until you learn, how your mic setup is, what is optimal for your instrument and your sound. So again, if you were to start off, just recording, maybe yourself, or just to record some tracks to send to other engineers to mix, this is a very clean, transparent microphone. It's a dynamic microphone, so it doesn't need phantom power. Needs quite a bit of gain though, but it's, like I said, it's a workhorse, and it's an industry standard. I don't know any studio that doesn't have a few of these in it in their mic lockers. So the next microphone I'm going to introduce to you is an amazing microphone that were used a lot in the 70s. And this is the Sennheiser Md421. This mic is also a dynamic microphone and also a workhorse. You can hear this microphone on a lot of Earth, Wind and Fire albums. This mic is a workhorse, and it has a kind of a weird design. It's German actually, but if you look right here, this has kind of a roll-off switch, so you can high pass filter your sound, by increments, I think of 10. So, but this is a great microphone. I would use this if this was me for jazz. I would use this for rock and pop. Those would probably be my applications for this mic. This mic is going to run you around $250 to like $325, depending on where you get it. Again, you can get these on eBay for 175, 200 bucks. These are great microphones, and they are workhorses, and it will last you a long time. You can also use this mic live, like the SM57. You can use this live, and again, I get a lot of recordings from a lot of artists who use this mic. The next mic I'm going to talk to you about is probably my go-to mic for about 90% of what I do. It's a very, very versatile mic, and it can be applied to many applications. And this is the RE20. You can get them in black, you can get them in gray. The gray ones are the older ones, but now they come in black. And this used to be a broadcasting mic, and it was a very popular mic in the 70s, 80s, and 90s for radio broadcasting. If you saw any type of DJ or talk radio, you know, if you were to look inside their setup, you would see this microphone. This microphone right here is probably my go-to. Like I said, it does a wonderful job. It captures full body of sound, and it can take very high SPL, meaning very high levels. So if you're going to play, you know, some screaming high stuff, this mic will take it, and it sounds great. It has kind of a sheen top to it, but it also keeps the body of your sound. You know, it's kind of heavy, so that's why I think, because it's built solid. This is built solid. This is also a dynamic mic, no phantom power needed. Would I use this on classical? Probably not, because it doesn't color the sound as much, but it's a workhorse. And this long time ago was the Barry sax mic. Like this was this was the mic that engineers would put on Barry sax. This sounds amazing on trombone, especially on bass bone. It just like I said, it has a full body to it, and I use this probably. This is like my go-to. I have this on the stand when I'm ready to record. This is ready to go. One of the best things about this mic is that although it's not that transparent and it has a lot of body to it, it just sounds great on a lot of different things. You know, this is actually now what I've seen is people put this on the inside of a kick drum. But for trombone, for trumpet, especially flugelhorn, for those of you who really love playing flugelhorn, this is a great mic to have. This was running about $250 to $350. They don't really go down in price much, but you can find them. I found one for $125. So this is a great mic. This is the EV-RE20. The next mic I'm going to talk to you about is a mic from Warm Audio. And these guys have done a great job at copying vintage gear like the Neumann U87. So this mic right here is a great mic. It can do pretty much anything you want it to do. You know, if you wanted to do classical music, you could do it on this mic. If you wanted to do jazz, you know, pop, or, you know, just you name it, it can handle high SPL levels because it has a 10 dB pad right here, and it has a roll-off switch right here, and also it has multiple cardioid patterns. It has omni, it has cardioid, and it has figure 8. And so figure 8 is front to back, so in front of me, back of me. Cardioid is just like around here, just like from here, and then anything back of me gets rejected. And omni is all the way around. So if you have a nice room that you like to record in, like a nice room with a lot of wood, classical music would be great. If you have a room that is controlled like I have here, this could be applied to many applications, and it's a workhorse. It's solid. And the people at Warm Audio, they're not paying me to say this, but they stand by their product, and they've been making some great stuff as of late, great copies of vintage gear. Now you could go and spend, you know, 7,000-8,000 on a Neumann U87. That's your prerogative, but I'd rather probably spend 6 or 7. So 6 or 700. That's what these are running. 600-700. You can get them for like $3. I've seen some for $3. So, you know, if you want a great mic that sounds good on a lot of different applications, this is something I would go for. The next mic I'm going to talk about is probably one of the most versatile mics I have encountered in my career. It sounds great, it's nice and warm, and it can be applied to many applications, and that is the Cascade Fathead microphone. This mic right here is a ribbon microphone. It does not take 48 volt phantom power. If you do put 48 phantom power, you'll pop the ribbon here. The one thing about this is that you need an interface with a lot of clean gain, meaning when you crank up the volume on your gain knob, you're not hearing a bunch of noise. So you kind of need a pretty decent preamp for these things. This is Cascade, and unfortunately, the company is not around anymore. I think it's called something else. The company, someone bought the company, and it starts with, I think I'll put a link in the description. The name just skips me right now, but if you can find a Cascade ribbon mic, fathead, see, the reason it calls fathead is because of the face of the microphone here. These things sound great on classical. I mean, I've gotten rave reviews on jazz when I'm playing jazz, especially flugelhorn. This is a ribbon mic. Just letting you guys know that ribbons love horns and horns love ribbons. Usually I have a Royer 121, and I usually prefer to use this because the Royer took a lot of gain. This doesn't take as much as the Royer. Now the Royer is a great ribbon mic. I have two of them, and you know, when I'm in a space like a professional studio, not at home, we're talking about home recording, not professional. When I'm in a professional environment, I use my professional gear because those things were designed for that environment. You know, this was designed, all the things I've showed you today were designed for the home studio musician. And you know what, you can get amazing results. This at the time was about $200, $220. They're more expensive now, the Cascades, because the company's not around anymore. And but like I said, you can get them from like $200, $300. Uh, a, a Royer will run you about $1,000, $1,500, you know. But this does the job, and it sounds great on classical. It sounds great on flugelhorn. This sounds great on piccolo trumpet. If I were to play pick, I would definitely use this. If I had any piccolo stuff. C trumpet, this stuff sounds great. Trombone, this sounds amazing. For alto sax, I like using these on alto sax because it kind of just warms the top end, that honk frequency at like 1 or 2K. It brings that down. These things are fantastic, and I would highly recommend these if you can find them. So that is the Cascade Fathead Ribbon mic, and again, won't break your bank, and it'll give you excellent results. I know what you're saying. Hey, Joe, why didn't you put sound samples on these? Why can't we hear how the microphones sound? And I will definitely do so in the description. I'll put the links where you can hear the microphones on different instruments. I don't have your setup. You don't have mine. So why am I going to, you know, demo a mic when it doesn't apply to your setup or mine? You know, so here's the thing. A mic can sound great in someone else's room, but sound not as great as yours. So the mics I demoed today, or I shown you today, are the mics I get all the time from clients and from people that want me to mix their albums. And I always ask a lot of the horn players, hey man, what are you using? What did you use to record? Oh, I just used a 57, or oh, I just used a Md421. I used a RE20. You know, a lot of the sax players use that Warm Audio U87. So I was just trying to give you an educated guess on what I see a lot, you know, and I get stuff from California, Nevada, Chicago, all over. There's all over. And so a lot of these microphones are kind of the go-to for a lot of people and a lot of brass players. I hope this helped in some way. And I would like to know, what do you use? What is your setup? And put it in the comments below, please. And if you like what you heard, and if I helped at all, if I helped you just even that much, please like and subscribe. I want everyone to have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.